Hi, everyone. I'm sure by this point you've heard about what happened in Tahoe. And if not, you will. We'll update you guys on our end soon enough. In the meantime, though, we're in Tahoe now, trying to get some sleep before we figure out our next steps. We drove all night. I'm exhausted, but I just can't fall asleep. My mind is still racing, and I really need a distraction to try and wind down. So I thought reading one of these might help. So, yeah, here it is. Another case file. July 27th, 1977. Big story coming out of Illinois. What is it with all these monsters showing up in Illinois? I keep ending up back there. Anyway, I've already had 3 separate people call me about it today. Giant birds attacked a kid. One picked him up off the ground and damn near carried him away. A lot of witnesses. The boy survived, but who knows if there will be another attack. I need to get out there now. At least on the bright side, Judy is busy packing for college and planning all her classes, so she won't mind if I take off for a few days. July 30th. Got into town last night. Turns out there have been a few more sightings in the time it took me to get here. Each of the reports have mentioned 2 birds, so it's probably a mated pair. One of them even carried away a pig. Clearly, these things are hunting. This morning, I was able to talk to Ruth Lowe. Her son is the one that got attacked. The kids were playing in the backyard when it happened. She ran outside, everyone started screaming, and that must have startled the bird into dropping him. She said they were almost all black, with a ring of white around their necks. Said they must have had a wingspan of at least 10 feet. Not nearly as big as the ones I encountered back in Egypt, but still big enough to pose a threat. After the attack, a local game warden tried to convince her it was just a turkey vulture, and wouldn't listen to her that it could be something else. She's spent every day since then at the library, looking through field guides and ornithology books trying to find a match. I assured her she wasn't crazy, and promised I'd take care of things. I wish I had time to talk to more of the witnesses, but I need to find these things before anyone else gets hurt. July 31st. I was out on the trail today, mostly following Kickapoo Creek, but I missed them. One of them was spotted in Bloomington, about a half hour away. Some woman saw it perched outside her house, and her husband chased it to the local dump. A photographer from the local news showed up too. Said he even got a picture before it took off, but he's gonna be disappointed when he gets it developed. I guess I'll be heading in that direction. August 1st. Just finished setting up camp. Unfortunately, my 6th sense hasn't been any help out here, so this morning I bought as much meat as I could carry out with me, and set up some traps. Now we wait, and hope for the best. August 2nd. The situation is taken care of. Had to wait most of the day, but sure enough, the traps finally got their attention. Ruth's descriptions were pretty accurate, only missed that one of the birds was a little bigger than the other. If they are mates, it's probably sexual dimorphism. Now, I'm ashamed to admit I got a little cocky and took aim while they were still circling in the air. My first shot was a clean hit and killed the bigger bird, but that just made the other one real mad. After that, I couldn't land a good shot and it swooped down to attack me. Birds can be dangerous enough on their own, but I'll be damned. This thing electrocuted me too. My whole body locked up, and it started clawing at me. In the heat of the moment, I thought I'd lost an eye. Realized later I just couldn't see through all the blood. Anyway, the shock hurt like hell, and it took everything in me to drop to the ground and get away from it. I knew I couldn't let it shock me again. In the end, though, I did manage to kill it. I'm never happy putting a monster down, but it had to be done. A lot of the monsters I've faced could have been dangerous to a person in the wrong situation, but these birds were actively hunting and capable of hurting people. Hell, I'm gonna have the scars to prove it. But the kids are safe. That's the important thing. Anyway, I'm all patched up now and getting ready to hit the road. Almost forgot to mention, I saw some choppers this morning. Pretty sure it was OS. I should have known they'd be on top of this one. Hell, I should have just saved myself the trouble and let them handle things this time. Oh well. August 2nd. Again. I'm still in Illinois, barely an hour outside of Bloomington, but I saw a billboard that caught my eye, so I made a pit stop to talk to some of the locals. Turns out, about 50 acres of land had been cleared over the past year to make room for a new shopping mall. I'd bet anything the birds' home was destroyed. Probably sent them out looking for new sources of food. It's too bad, really. But what's done is done. August 4th. Made it home today. Didn't even occur to me I'd have to explain all the bandages to Judy. I don't know if she was more worried that I'd gotten hurt, or mad that I had been in a dangerous situation. Either way, she really chewed me out. I do feel a little guilty. All these years, she's never known all the times I've put myself into danger. Now, she knows the business trips are a lie. I made up another story, but I don't think she believes that one either. I do need to tell her the truth someday, but I'm just not ready. Not yet. Okay, yeah, so this is probably pretty obvious, but it sounds like Norman tussled with some Thunderbirds. His sketches are pretty similar to the one we saw. Like you mentioned, one does seem to be a little bigger than the other. He also noted here that only one of them had the blue-tipped wings like our Thunderbird, so I assume he's right about the sexual dimorphism. Well, I don't know about Mia, but I have always suspected there was more than one Thunderbird out there, and this does seem to confirm it. What else? I was familiar with this sighting. The giant bird that almost carried away a child is a pretty infamous story in cryptid circles. Good to know now that it was actually a Thunderbird. I don't think I have much else to add, though, so, wish me luck, I guess. I'm gonna try falling asleep again. See ya.
The Cryptid Cases has been a production of Little Giant Monsters. Find out more about us at littlegiantmonsters.com and by searching for Little Giant Monsters on social media. Every Monday after a new episode, we share a cryptid sketch, so be sure to look out for that. If you're enjoying the Cryptid Cases and want to help support us, find us on Patreon. Rewards include behind-the-scenes content, early access to episodes, and access to our Discord. A huge thanks to all our current patrons. Links to our Patreon, our merch, and other shows we're creating are all available on our website or in the description of this episode. Another way to support our work is through ratings and comments on Apple Podcasts and other podcast apps. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon.